Hello, everyone. John here. I had originally, when I worked on this T Rex that I'm about to talk about, I had shot hours of video and then I started editing it. And, they say that in storytelling, the one rule you cannot break is never be boring. And it was boring. I'm sorry. Um, there's probably a lot of good information that someone could use if they were building that kit, but it just really, I didn't feel good about what I had and what I had, what I could work with and how I could edit it. Um, and I decided that it would be better to do just a real quick overview video and talk about some of the things that I did and probably have a little more less boring video. So here we go. All right. So I built this one here. This is the Monogram repop of the Aurora Prehistoric Scenes Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I think Tyrannosaurus Rex was probably the last one they built in the series. And it didn't come with a base. They didn't make a base for it, which I always felt was kind of unfortunate. So, but I had it, and it was like it was looking at the box was looking at me from the shelf. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this one. And I did, and I'm pretty pleased with it. So one of the somewhere there's a sketch. I don't know where I put it, but somewhere I've got a sketch of what it was going to look like. But I did one of the things that I'm doing more and more with when I build these kits is I will get a toy version of it, prime it, and then paint it as close as possible to how I think the actual model is going to look. And so I got this guy here and did it as a mock-up, and I like this process. So I'm going to do this again in the future. So let's talk about the model itself. First of all, it is huge. It's like 18 inches tall. It's a beast. It is a beast. Very clearly it was built, and hopefully you can see this here. It was built, or I would say designed, mostly with kids in mind, because there are various points of articulation on here, which, as somebody who's a model, more an adult model builder, I don't want huge gaps where things turn, but it's kind of hard to get away from it. One of the things, parts of it I painted, like the teeth and the claws, ahead of time, because they go into the feet, and so I had to paint those. Here, I'll see if I can show you here. So I looked at tiger claws and lion claws and other animal claws to get kind of an idea. So I used that. I did use animal references, which I encourage. I did a when I painted it, I did a wash, kind of an off white wash, and then went back. Just a base coat, kind of a off white base coat, and then I went back and did a dark wash, and the idea was to do something very similar to the panel shading you see people do on model aircraft. And I like how it turned out. I think you really can see the all the nooks and crannies here, and it really gives it dimensionality, which I'm very happy about. The arms broke at one point, and I did end up having to glue them down, which I'm okay with it. I'm not going to play with it like a toy, like 12-year-old me would have done. Um, so, yeah, those got glued down. The head is very complicated. There are a number of parts. I had to paint the inside of the mouth and do the teeth and mask things off. The eyes are separate pieces. And I'm pretty happy with how the eyes turned out. I'll see if I can show you here where they've got a. I painted them and then went over them with a clear, and then I masked them off and then assembled it. So there was some of that going on, and various times, like I had to mask the mouth off with the teeth so I could paint the body. So this one is called BB, and there's two reasons. One, my girlfriend said it looked like a butterball turkey, and I can kind of see that. That, and this is in University of Texas colors, which is burnt orange and white. So this became BB instead of Bevo, which is the UT mascot. This is BB, the UT T-Rex. So, yeah, I am not above making dad jokes. So anyway, and I'll show this as well. I was pretty happy with this. Still working on nameplates. And this one came out pretty good. I've been using a process where after priming it, usually with a white, I'll paint gold, particularly the lettering. But I'll do the gold, and then I'll mask off the border. Or actually, first I will go over it with about 3 or 4 coats of gloss clear, and then I will do it's the Tamiya semi-gloss. I'll go over that until I get a dark enough background, and then I will then take a Q-tip dipped in isopropyl alcohol, and you want to kind of get any excess off, and then go over the letters, and that's giving me a pretty good result on the nameplates. So I'll hold that up to you real quick. Hopefully you can see that. Anyway, I'm pretty pleased with it. So I'll turn him around real quick so you can see the other side. But there he is. I've got 4 more of these. I've got 4 of the Atlantis repops that at some point I'll get around to doing. So anyway, this is the UTT Rex. Pleased with how it turned out. A lot of puttying. I got a lot of experience with puttying. Not 100% perfect on it, but learned a lot about putting. Still have a lot to learn about putting. Anyway, so this is the Aurora or originally Aurora, now Monogram here. Monogram repop of the Aurora Prehistoric Scenes T-Rex. It was a fun build, learned a lot from it, and hope to do more of it in the future. So thanks for joining me, and stick around, catch up on my next adventure. Take care.